Hey, can I let you in on a little secret? The most powerful women I know, the ones building empires, making big moves, enjoying the process, they're all in one place. And you should be too. It's called Insider. We're talking exclusive content from 7 to 8 figure female founders and entrepreneurs, virtual and IRL events, masterclasses, premium video, and my personal favorite, the Pick My Brain series. So are you ready for more conversations just like this one? Join for as little as $6.99 a month at theknowinsider.com.
Welcome to the High Achieving Female Podcast, powered by Know, where we believe high achieving female leaders deserve to be known. Here, you're going to get the tips, tools, and inspiration you need to network, grow, scale, and balance your business, career, and life.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have all those conversations today. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Sarah.
When I found out about you, I was like, we're going to have a conversation and we're going to talk about it. So you are the founder of Lovescaping.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about Lovescaping, because I feel like I could probably do no justice to it. What is Lovescaping?
So Lovescaping is a philosophy of life and a method for learning to love. I believe that love should be taught intentionally and consciously, the same way we teach math, reading, or science, and that we shouldn't assume that because a human being is born into the world, that they're going to be taught love at home. So the first question I ask everybody is, where did you learn to love?
Right. Where did I learn to love? My mom, my birth, from the womb. I don't know. That's a really great question.
Yeah.
I never really thought about that. It's in me.
Yeah. And it's an unusual question, a rare question, right?
Right.
Because the assumption is that we're going to learn it at home, maybe with a loving caretaker, right? And if you're lucky and privileged, you will have that experience, but not everybody has that opportunity. What happens if you grow up in a home where you are told that you're loved and you're abused,
right?
And you grow up thinking that love is abuse. So we need to start there. So to make love a conscious action that we teach in the world, because I believe the root cause of all the problems in the world is absence of love.
I could not agree with you more. I actually really love this. And we're going to say love a lot. I feel like we're going to say love a lot. I love. So you are the founder and CEO of Lovescaping. It's an organizational and educational framework dedicated to teaching love in action. And I'm so passionate about what you're doing. And I can hear it too in your voice, like this is who you are. And you embody love. And your mission is really to help others feel love and showcase love, right? So I want to talk a lot about kind of how you got started, what this movement is, what the plans are for Lovescaping, but to get started, like this is a global movement.
Yes,
this is a global movement.
Yes.
You have impacted over 4,000 students,
yes,
500 parents and caretakers, and 400 plus educators.
Yes.
So this is no easy feat. But you are a woman on a mission to teach and help people find love and give love.
That's right.
How did you start that?
I love that you use the word movement. And, it is the work of my life. It's my life's mission and purpose. And it really started way back when I was born. I'm from Venezuela. And my first teacher of love is my oldest sister, who is a differently abled human being. I call her a natural lovescaper. And I became the person I am today thanks to growing up with her. She taught me how to be patient and compassionate and empathetic. And most importantly, she taught me that there's no such thing as being normal, that every human being is unique and different. And we all become enriched when we embrace one another. So I took those seeds that were planted in my heart from a very young age, and 20 years ago left my home country. And in that time, I've had the great privilege to live, study, work, and volunteer all around the world. So I've lived in Europe, Africa, Asia, Central America, North America, always working in education and community development.
Okay.
And what I learned from all that living and loving is that love is not a feeling, but an action.
Oh, yes.
And that love transcends all differences. And basically what happened was I came to the US to get my master's in education, and that's where I had my epiphany. I realized that love is the essential condition of our humanity, and that love needs to be taught consciously and intentionally, But in order to teach love, we need to define it, because you can't teach something that you can't define. And so Lovescaping is my very humble attempt to define and operationalize love so that we can teach it.
I love this because, they say like all things are healed through love. All things are created in love. All things are XXXX, fill in the blank, through love or love. And I truly do believe this. And I love what you're doing is like for some of those A-type personalities out here, or the people who need to like put it together in a systematic formula, you built this because typically love is a feeling. Love is a thing. Love is a inner working of a thing. And you're like, no, there's more to it than just that.
Exactly.
And in order to really embody it, you have to yes, you have to feel through it. But let's talk a little bit about what some of that like operational framework looks like. What is that? What is this?
So it's based on 15 pillars, and they are pillars, values truly that I identified. I basically did a research project of my life to uncover what were those ingredients that made love possible across all these different places.
Exactly. And I was going to say, because you were like the perfect case study in that you've gone to this country, you've been in this place, you've engaged with this people, right? So you really have canvas the world.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about those pillars.
Yes. So the pillars make love possible, and they include values like humility, empathy, compassion, gratitude, vulnerability, trust, liberation. Love liberates. That's one of the hardest concepts, I think, for a lot of human beings to grasp. Love is not jealous or possessive. Love actually liberates, and it gives you wings to fly higher, whether you're a parent, whether you're in a relationship. And so these pillars that I'm mentioning are teachable. You can learn how to be empathetic. You can learn how to communicate. Communication is a pillar. How do I express my feelings and my needs? So there's an actual method for learning the pillars. And when you practice all 15 of them, you become a lovescaper, a practitioner.
I love that
of love in action. Yes.
I love it. How did you come up with this word, lovescaping?
It was in college when I was finishing my master's, and I wrote a paper that I titled Love, where I put this framework together, and I coined this term lovescaping as a result of working together.
It's like landscaping.
It is.
In landscaping, we're pruning and chopping and cutting and planting and watering and doing all the things. So we're doing this in love.
It's an intentional cultivation of love. Love has to be done and practiced with intentionality and with self-awareness. And it requires us to also unlearn. So really, where do you start?
I was going to say that.
Yeah. Where do you start? By asking yourself that question. Where did I learn to love? And what is love? How do I show love? How do I practice love? And then contrast that with lovescaping and its pillars and see, where can I do better? How can I be better? How can I embody this pillar? And it's hard work. Sarah, that's one of the things, actually, my mission is also to debunk this idea that love is fluff, because love is the opposite of fluff.
Yeah.
In fact, love is the hardest work there is.
That's right.
Fear, its antithesis is easier, right? It's much easier to
love that
with
so
fear.
much.
Right.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you're a teacher or a parent, you yell, you threaten, immediately you get what you want. I want my children and my students to listen to me because they respect and love me, not because they fear me. That changes everything.
Do you find that when you're taking people through this work, the frameworks or the pillars, probably they're like, okay, I got that one. I can do that one. Okay, that one. And then they're like, well, I don't know about this one. Or like trauma comes out or these innate learnings from growing up or their experiences, lived experiences, they didn't have choice in or whatever. And so is that where when you're approaching the framework, do you generally say, all right, let's start with the easy ones and let's master those? Or no. Okay, you got those. Let's go to the hard ones. What does the process look like?
So there's a very intentional way in which we teach the pillars, and they actually have a very specific order because one enables the other.
That's right.
Other.
That's right.
Right. And actually we start with humility, because if you are not humble and if you believe that your way is the right way and everybody else is wrong, you're never going to have empathy and step into the shoes of others. So humility actually is the openness, the opening of the heart, the opening of the mind to unlearn where necessary, to become self-aware in order to practice all the pillars. But as you said, the Pandora box is open, right? And people start to realize, you know what? I never learned to love. They have these real, breakthroughs where they realize I never learned to love. And so now I have a method for learning to love, so I can do better. I can be a better mother. I can be a better spouse. I can be a better teacher. And so it's my favorite thing about what I do is witnessing the healing that happens, the breakthroughs and the healing that happens when humans feel connected, they feel like they belong, and they gain these tools to really grow their self-love and their love for others.
Heck yes. I love this so much. So you're teaching this framework in schools, in workplaces, in jails.
Yes.
You're teaching this in community spaces. There isn't a place that it cannot reside, right?
That's right.
So talk a little bit about how the concept is here. You develop the pillars. The framework is ready to go. How are you engaging in these spaces? How are you finding people that are like, you know what? I get this. Like, come on in. Yeah, come on in. Where are you finding I don't want to say clients because it's not even just clients, but like, how are you finding the places in which you're residing?
Yes. So most of the work that we've done up until now has been in schools and districts. So we work closely with districts. We are approved vendors with districts. They bring us in. We have developed a robust curriculum for pre-K through 12th grade.
Oh, I love that.
So students are Lovescapers, and for teachers, for parents as well. We also have an online course that is self-paced, so that any individual that listens and hears and wants to become a Lovescaper or learn more, they can take the online course and really work on their pillars on their own. But it's been word of mouth. That's how we've grown, Sarah. I mean, I started this in 2018 with one pilot program, testing out the curriculum. And now I have a team and we've grown really because of experiences, because of people saying Lovescaping changed my life. And so they recommend us. And so when people experience a workshop, they say, I want to bring this to my workplace. I want to bring this to my family. And so that's how we've grown, really.
And you've impacted the lives of 4,000 plus people.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about your retreats. So I know you're moving into retreats.
Yes.
And professional development, which I love because truly it is and can be for anybody.
Absolutely.
Everything down from baby, right? So elementary school kid, I say baby, but the young ones all the way up to the ones who are aging and ailing and on their way out.
Yes.
So how do you now incorporate the retreats and professional development? Or as a business owner,
yes, absolutely. It's how do you build a culture of love in action at your workplace, right? And there's a need for, first of all, knowing how to manage your emotions. We're emotional beings, right?
Yeah.
If we don't know how to self-regulate when we get triggered, when we get upset in the workforce, we need to learn how to manage that, how to self-regulate so that we can respond instead of react.
Absolutely.
So these are all skills that are needed everywhere, not just as a child, like you said. And so really the beauty of the Lovescaping framework is that it's adaptable to any community. So if it's in the workplace, we go through a process that's been very intentionally developed that makes people, learn these tools, but also we tailor it to the situation, right? So if you are working in a company versus you're working in a community center, of course, the situations or the examples or the role plays that you will be engaging in will be different and tailored to your needs, but the tools are the same. And I've seen the same impact in Fortune 500, companies, to jails, to community centers, parents, because the common denominator is a human being. And where there's a human being, there's a need to be heard, valued, and embraced. And these are all skills that we can all work on. We can all improve as human beings. We're not just, set in stone. We can always be better and do better. And that's what Lovescaping does. During these retreats, it's really a time to connect and bond. So it's great for team building, great for culture building.
Love it.
And great to, take tools and practices and you can then continue how you start your meetings, how you set up agreements, how you confront, how do you deal with conflict, right? All of these skills that are so core skills, not soft skills, core skills. We cover them all. And in that practice, people are also bonding because you're being vulnerable. And so you're building trust.
That's great.
And you're practicing honesty.
So say someone wants to do you have ambassadors? Somebody, how do we get this out? Right?
We need ambassadors, Sarah. We have ambassadors.
How do you get this? Because I can only imagine that part of your mission is to empower and change and move the lives of whatever that number is. Do you have a number? like a XX number of people or infinity people.
Yes.
And surely it can't be just you or just a team, right?
Right.
Why is like, what's the plan to like blow this thing up?
Yes. I need help. I've been, like I said, I started this by myself. Now I have a team, but really we've been growing slowly and we need ambassadors, people who have a platform that can help us amplify this message because our work is so important and so needed that I want to lovescape the world. I really want to take this everywhere. And I think every human being can benefit from this. And so I'm in that process of really just putting myself out there, even having this conversation with you so that more people can learn about it and help us and support us, recommend us, bring us to your workplace, bring us to your home, bring us to your school. But we need more support in that regard. That's an area that I'm growing in.
So if somebody is like, hey, this is resonating with me, like this whole conversation, I've come through this, or I want to be an advocate for this, or I want to take the program, like how do they get in touch with you?
Yes. So follow us on Instagram at Lovescaping. Very easy. And lovescaping.org is our website. You can find all our resources there. I would recommend you start with my book. Read my book.
I have the book here. Yes, I do. I know. Yes. And it, okay, like let's get close here. Like, right, we can see there is definitely a theme here. We have the yellow and yellow, and I want to talk about that too in a second. But so continue. So read the book.
Yes, that's
the book is here.
First place to start, and then really reflect on your own practice and definition of love. Contrast it with Lovescaping. And then, like I said, we have an online course that's a great resource if you want to dig deeper into the pillars. And you can reach out to us through our website, through Instagram, all our email, all our contact information is there. And you can bring us to your community. And we're open. We want to be everywhere. So Lovescaping and lovescaping.org.
And so before we go, I really want to talk about the color yellow.
Yes.
I will tell you, we did our photo shoot party today. We're here in Houston and we're doing a ton of content. And this beauty, sunshine, walks through the door. And there's not one person that didn't like immediately turn ahead when you walked in. And you said yellow was a color. Tell us about why yellow is the color for you.
So yellow has always been my favorite color ever since I was a child, but since I have memory. I have pictures of me as a 1-year-old holding a yellow teddy bear, yellow sunglasses, yellow purse. I've always been attracted to yellow, and I think it's the color of light, the color of sunshine. And I want to bring joy and light and healing to the world. And that's why it's my color.
And when you said that to me, I thought, you're right. Like, do you ever see someone wearing yellow or there's yellow and you're like, you're mad? No. You're always like, oh, wow, it brings energy, right?
Exactly.
And you were like head to toe yellow. And I love this because you were such a radiant light of beauty. I feel your passion. And just in this conversation, that's why I really wanted to have this conversation, because we need more love.
Yeah,
we need more healing, and we need to be able to move through this. So this really is just the beginning. Noah's so excited to get through and support you and really introduce you to our community and anyone else out here who maybe is listening, who is resonating. Like, let's get you connected with them for sure.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. It's been such a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of the High Achieving Female Podcast, powered by No, where we believe it's time for high-achieving women like you to be seen, heard, and recognized. Until next time, remember, you deserve to be known.